would be my okay, seems like we're live. Let's see. Yes, great. So we are live. So this video is mostly towards people who are starting with freelancing or a business and confused about what should be the pricing be. Because when I started as a freelancer, I was unsure of what or how should I price my product or my service actually. Should I go with social media marketing? Like I will manage your Instagram profile and I can charge maybe 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, I don't know. And it also depends where are you from. Like, are you from US? Are you from India? Are you from north towards the Delhi, towards Bangalore? It depends a lot of factors get in to decide what should be the pricing of a service, right? So then I read few books. Then I came across $100 million by Alex Hormozi, and this was an interesting chapter for this. And there he was talking about this exact same thing. How do you decide the pricing of a product or service that you're providing? And over there's an interesting question that he asked. Assume that you are in a market and there are a lot of competitors out there. What is one competitor advantage that you would wish to have over your competitors? एंड फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं अभी हिंदी में बात करता हूँ. लेट्स से आपको समोसे का ठेला लगाना है, ठीक है. व्हाट डू यू थिंक, व्हाट इज दैट वन फैक्टर, एक ऐसा फैक्टर होना चाहिए दैट यू हैव अबव योर अदर कॉम्पिटिटर्स. एक कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज क्या होना चाहिए आपके समोसे के ठेले में जो दूसरे समोसे वाले के पास नहीं है? ऐसा क्या होना चाहिए? तो कुछ ऐसे ऑप्शंस हैं. मतलब आप सोचिए, मैं आई डोंट नो इफ एनीवन इज वाचिंग, बट मैं कुछ ऑप्शंस देता हूँ, है ना. आपको लगेगा उसमें से आप एक ही सोचते होगे. जब मैं पढ़ रहा था तो मेरे दिमाग में कुछ ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आ रहे थे. क्या वो प्राइसिंग होगा कि मेरा समोसा सस्ता होना चाहिए, या मेरा समोसा इंदिरा नगर में होगा तब जाके अच्छा खासा प्रॉफिट में बिकेगा? तो कुछ ऐसे ऑप्शंस हैं. तो आई वाज वंडरिंग द सेम थिंग. प्राइसिंग हो सकता है, देन वी हैव लोकेशन, या क्वालिटी ऑफ माई समोसा इज सो गुड दैट हर कोई आके वापस आके लेगा, है ना. मेरे बराबर के समोसे का ठेला किसी के पास होगा ही नहीं. मतलब मेरा समोसा इज़ द बेस्ट समोसा. चाइनीज समोसा, वो समोसा, आलू का समोसा, मेरा मसाला कुछ यूनिक होना चाहिए, राइट. आई थिंक दीज आर द फैक्टर्स दैट कम्स टू माइंड व्हेन यू से दैट दिस शुड बी द माई कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज. क्या आपका कॉम्पिटिटिव एडवांटेज ऐसा है कि इट कैन नॉट बी कॉपीड, राइट. स्पेशली व्हेन इट कम्स टू फ्रीलांसिंग. मैं जब फ्रीलांसिंग कर रहा था, ऐसा क्या है मेरे फ्रीलांसिंग में या मेरे सोशल मीडिया मार्केटिंग सर्विस में जो दूसरा कोई कॉपी नहीं कर सकता? भाई मैं खुद दूसरे कॉम्पिटिटर्स का कॉपी करके मैं खुद करता हूँ. फेसबुक एड्स लाइब्रेरी में जाके देखता हूँ या वगैरह वगैरह, उनका पोस्ट देखता हूँ, हैशटैग्स देखता हूँ, है ना. तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि मैं कॉपी नहीं कर सकता. इफ़ आई कैन कॉपी इट फ्रॉम माई कॉम्पिटिटर्स, दिस vice versa as well is applied, right? They can copy from me as well. So इस तरह the one competitive advantage that you should be looking out for is a starving crowd. Starving crowd मतलब तुम अपना ठेला ऐसे जगह पे रखो कि वहाँ पे हर कोई भूखा पड़ा हो. तुम अपना ठेला, समोसा का ठेला 4 बजे खोलो और तुम खोलो फॉर एग्जांपल एक IT हब के सामने. जब स्नैक टाइम होता है तब वो बाहर आएंगे, खाएंगे. या तुम एक प्लेग्राउंड के सामने रखो. जब तुम वहाँ पे अपने समोसे बेचोगे, ना जाने तुम्हारा समोसा जितना भी बेकार हो, बच्चे आएंगे, खाएंगे और खाएंगे. जब तुम अकेले ही वहाँ पे होगे, जब वहाँ का ऑडियंस ही इज स्टार्विंग फॉर समोसा, जब भूखे होंगे, तब दे विल डेफिनेटली कम टू यू एंड हैव द फूड. दैट्स वॉट यू शुड बी लुकिंग आउट फॉर. एंड एक ऐसा थ्योरी है जो मैं हमेशा बोलता ही हूँ, दिस डिमांड एंड सप्लाई कर्व. आप गूगल पे जाओ और देखो उस चीज़ को, व्हाट इज़ द डिमांड एंड सप्लाई कर्व. इट लुक्स, एक ऐसा कर्व होता है जहाँ पे डिमांड होगा और सप्लाई कम होगा, वहाँ पे यू विल बी हैविंग द एबिलिटी टू प्राइस इट बेटर. So that's the exact situation. Now coming to, definitely I have made some notes, so I will walk you through. Okay, coming to this one. Okay, so the next is the starving crowd, right? That's what you should be ideally looking out for. इसको हम मार्केट कैप भी बोल सकते हैं, राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दिस समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंगली, दिस दिस एग्जाम्पल इन दिस $100 million ऑफर, वहाँ पे उस किताब में बोलता है कि इफ़ यू आर ट्राइंग टू सेल समथिंग टू समवन विच इज़ लाइक ए डिक्लाइनिंग, जैसे पहले आई वॉन्ट टू show you or talk about this factor called as market cap, जहाँ पे market cap is nothing but एक पहले soaps यूज़ हुआ करते थे, है ना, body soaps. usually अभी धीरे धीरे that's being replaced by body shampoo. पहले newspapers लोग पढ़ा करते थे, people used to read newspapers. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, when I was in school, everyone, at least every household had this one newspaper. Could it be Indian Express, could it be Times of India, could be something else, but reading newspaper was part of routine of our fathers. So but now look at us, neither of fathers do read that. Even if they do, like, the people in that population is reducing, so the consumption of newspapers is reducing. At the same time, people of my generation are more inclined towards YouTube channels or could be digital news. So that's how they get consumed, or social media, Instagram, Facebook, that's how they consume news these days. So by this, what I'm trying to explain is the market cap of newspapers is declining over a period of time. Now imagine this, if you are a business who is dependent on newspapers, है ना, अगर I'm someone who is selling an ad space in newspaper, then eventually in a decade of time, in the next 10 years, by 2030 or 2035, that space I won't be able to charge as much as I'm charging 10 years back, right? क्योंकि वो space कम होता जा रहा है, the people consuming newspapers is reducing. So yeah, so similarly, while selling, you need to understand the market cap of your business. कुछ एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ डिक्लाइनिंग मार्केट कैप्स के. सीडीज, राइट? पहले सीडीज डीवीडीज हुआ करते थे, आज है नहीं, उसको रिप्लेस किया पेन ड्राइव अभी हार्ड डिस्क से रिप्लेस हो गया. अभी तो गूगल क्लाउड एंड उसमें हो गया, राइट? गूगल ड्राइव क्लाउड, तो उस पर हो गया. सिमिलरली न्यूज़पेपर इज़ अगेन रिड्यूसिंग, राइट? उसका मार्केट साइज जो है इट्स गेटिंग रिड्यूस्ड. एंड देन सोप के बारे में बात कर रहा था, बाथ शावरिंग सोप, दैट्स ऑल्सो गेटिंग रिड्यूस्ड. ऑफिस पेपर आजकल कौन यूज़ करता है? आई डोंट रिमेंबर व्हेन आई वाज, ऑल्दो आई एम लाइक एन ओल्ड स्कूल गाय, सो आई राइट इट ओवर हियर, बट इमेजिन हाउ मच आई यूज्ड टू राइट इन द पास्ट 10 years बैक, नाउ हाउ मच आई एम राइटिंग थ्रू इट. तो वो एक चीज़ है. सो दैट्स रिड्यूसिंग एज वेल. द पेपर का कंजप्शन वो रिड्यूस हो रहा है. तो इमेजिन, सो वेन एवर यू आर गोइंग टू हैव a business setup, try to get into a business or a product or service which has an increasing growing demand, right? So no matter how good your offer is, let's say मैं आपको ये बताता हूँ कि buy one get one body soap, okay? But if you're not using soap, it doesn't matter how good my offer will be, people won't be buying it. If you have got used to use body shampoo, and if I tell you that, hey, this is Lux shampoo, Lux body soap, buy one get one free, it does not matter. एक खरीदो 3 मिलेगा, फिर भी won't matter to you because you are used to using body shampoo. So that's the exact same scenario which I'm trying to explain. No matter how good offer you have, if your market size is less, your business won't grow. Similarly, your business will only grow if you have a good offer combined with you have a really good market cap or market size, लोग होंगे खरीदने के लिए एंड उसके साथ यू हैव ऑफर्स कंबाइंड टू इट, दैट्स व्हेन योर बिजनेस विल ग्रो. इसका सबसे बेस्ट एग्जांपल है कोविड के टाइम पे. ड्यूरिंग कोविड डू यू नो हाउ मच शॉर्टेज वॉज देयर फॉर मास्क. कितना मास्क का डिमांड हुआ करता था उस टाइम पे. सो इट्स द एग्जैक्ट सेम सिनेरियो. इफ यू आर अबाउट टू सेल मास्क ड्यूरिंग द कोविड सिनेरियो, जहाँ पे डिमांड वॉज पिकिंग अप, हर किसी घर में हर एक को, इफ दे वांटेड टू स्टेप आउट ऑफ देयर होम, दे नीडेड टू वेयर a mask, right? So when that was happening, if you imagine you started to build or you started to create or manufacture mask, then how your business would have picked. You don't need marketing, you don't need sales person. घर पे demand आएगा, लोग घर से खरीद के लेके जाएंगे. So I think that is the best example of जहाँ पे market size के बारे में बता सकूँ. Demand was there, supply was less. So if you produce any product, I mean उस टाइम पे अगर if you were selling or manufacturing mask, then yes definitely आपका जो है ना product का pricing के ऊपर would have been really good influence. आप you can decide what should be the product pricing be like. So I think that's a very good example of that. And this another point, in order to sell anything you need demand. We are not trying to create demand, instead we are trying to channelize it. We are trying to find the channel जहाँ पे आपके product का demand होगा. Having great market is an advantage, but you can be in a, so if you are in a normal market जहाँ पे ठीक ठाक है, there is a market demand in it and that's growing at an average rate, still making a crazy, you can still make a crazy money. So now the question comes, how to identify what is an ideal market for you. Like if you are entering into business, जब मैं फ्रीलांसिंग स्टार्ट कर रहा था तो दिस वन क्वेश्चन दैट आई आस्क्ड माई सेल्फ, राइट, कि अब मैं समझ गया कि आई वॉन्ट टू सेल फेसबुक एड्स और गूगल एड्स, आई वॉन्ट टू बी इन टू परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग, बट हुम शुड आई टारगेट. पीपल डू से रिचेस इज इन निशेस. यू नीड टू फाइंड वन निश, एक ऐसी इंडस्ट्री ढूंढो जहाँ पे यू कुड सेल द प्रोडक्ट और यू कुड provide the services. What niche should be? Should I target doctors? Should I target the clinics? Should I target solar panel settle करने वाले, या HVAC industry? Could I go to the spa industry? What, or gym? Who should be my target audience be like? So these are 4 points that you should try to figure out while you are selling any product or service. ठीक है. First one is how to decide the market, right? The market should have pain points that you can solve. पहले तो उनका पेन पॉइंट होना चाहिए, उनको भूख लगना चाहिए. They need to solve. So pain points, I will touch base on 4 points. Okay, 1, they should have a pain point. Second, they should have a purchasing power. Third is easy to target, and the fourth is growing, the growing of the market. So 4 points, right? They should have a pain, they should have the purchasing power. Third is you should be able to target that audience, ease of targeting, and the fourth one is the market should be growing in a, that should be exponential. उसका market और उसका demand बढ़ना चाहिए. So the first point is pain. How do you identify pain? कि एक इंसान का पेन पॉइंट तुम कैसे समझ सकते हो? When you relate to it, when you do the research studies, you get to understand the pain points. किसी का बैक पेन हो सकता है, किसी का could be like bad marriage, the bad breath, someone wants to lose weight, someone uses specs, he can't see, so could be anything, someone is having hair loss. So once you understand the pain point of someone, that's when you can influence the pricing. So if you are able to, the more the pain, better the pricing. Let's say दर्द ही नहीं है, it's fine. अगर ठीक है अब if I don't want AC at this time, I'm okay with this normal temperature, then I don't need an AC. But imagine if I'm at Rajasthan, वहाँ पे बहुत गर्मी है, it's at like 45, 48 degrees Celsius, then that's my pain point is at peak. I'm not able to work at all. That's when I would need an AC. When my pain point is at peak. अभी तो ठीक है, नवंबर के महीने में I'm not feeling that hot, but imagine in March when I'll be feeling too hot and I need an AC. जब pain point बढ़ेगा, the pricing, you have much more ability to price the product, right? So you need to find a pain जहाँ पे massive pain हो, like they are in severe need of your your product or service. इनको चाहिए ही चाहिए your service. If the pain is more, you would have a much more influence over the pricing. In a short, I would say that the more the pain, the greater the influence you will have over the pricing. The pain is proportional to the pricing. Okay, so here's the sentence that I want to read to you. A prospect must have a painful problem for us to solve and charge money for our service. The pain is the pitch. Okay, that's our pitch. If you can articulate the pain a prospect is feeling accurately, they will almost always buy what you're offering. और एक बार बोलता हूँ, if you can articulate the pain that a prospect is suffering, if you could articulate it, then they will almost always buy the product from you. Isn't it the powerful? Like जितने अच्छे तरीके से, if you could explain the pain point that the person opposite to you is suffering from, then they would able to relate to it much more than any other ads. So इसलिए ad messaging matters a lot. Like what could make them, other person, the customer feel that यही है product, ये use करने के बाद ही मेरी तकलीफें दूर होगी. So that's how you should make them feel. A prospect must have a painful problem for us to solve and charge money for our solution. So this is another sentence, okay? The point of good writing is for the reader to understand. The point of good writing is for the reader to understand. The point of good persuasion is for the prospect to feel understood. कि उनको लगना चाहिए कि this guy understands me. He is trying to sell exact same thing because he understands my pain points. You should make them feel कि यार यही समझ रहा है, ये this is the perfect marketer who is understanding my pain points. So that's the first point. Understand the massive pain that they have and articulate it so that it will make them feel understandable. And this another point is that the more the pain, better you will have the influence over the pricing, right? And the second point is purchasing power. Imagine this, I will never do. So recently I started to join एक dance, ठीक है, dance studio, and you could see some of my dance move वहाँ पे in my Instagram as well. Okay, I share those stories there. वहाँ पे the problem is the time. In the first week itself you need to pay your fees to your dance studio, right? But the target audience of that dance studio is students who are in the age group of 17 or 16 to 23, 24, who are like getting into either studying or they are getting into the profession जहाँ पे salary कम होती है. So they are the target audience and they are not able to pay the money at the right time. But instead, imagine someone who is, if they are doing the classes for elderly ladies who in their 40s, 50s, है ना, for them it would be much more easier to pay the price. आप समझ रहे हो मैं क्या कहना चाह रहा हूँ? So when your target audience is someone who does not have the purchasing power, for example, in this book as well, he talks about, I'm someone who is really good at resume writing, okay, and I'm providing a service of writing resume for people who are looking out for job. Now here the audience is someone who is looking out for job and they don't have money, right? That since they are jobless. Now I'm selling a product or service to someone who is looking out for job. Now, what do you think the purchasing power of that audience or target audience is? Not good, right? Because they don't have the money to opt for your service. So your audience should have a purchasing power. You know, I was wondering while I was doing it, one of those instances जहाँ पे our education sector is really has a lot of purchasing power. जहाँ पे, for the example, the ticket size of the normal engineering back in the days when I was passing out in 2012 and 13, एक graduate को to be an engineer he needs to pay close to 10 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees not now, tab 8 lakh, 10 lakh, that used to be the cost for your education for 4 years as an engineer if you have to pass out. So when that was happening, you know, the target audience was never students. The target audience was parents who wanted their kids to be an engineer. So they were the target audience. So उनके पास पैसा हुआ करता था to buy or to make their kid take a loan or be provide them with right amount of money so that they could pursue their career as an engineer. So they were the one who were enrolling the students as an engineer. 8 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh, 20-25 lakh खर्च करके they were making it happen. Imagine if similar to how in US वगैरह में if their students were to be someone who need to take care this, है ना, इंजीनियर बनने के लिए तुम अपने पैसे से खरीद दो, नहीं, they won't be doing it. So they won't be able to afford their own studies. So they won't be going for those colleges. Instead they would drop out. Okay, so I hope you understand what the purchasing power is and how it can influence over the pricing of your services. So next time when you are trying to sell a product or service, try to target an audience who have the purchasing power. Ideally, मैं समझ गया, if I am trying to be friend, even in my LinkedIn connections, I have, although if I'm accepting connections from people who are like within the age group below 25, then it's because I want them to engage with my content. If they are not doing it, obviously they are not someone who will buy my products or services. Mostly my services is being brought by someone who owns a product, who owns a company, who is within the age group of 35 to and above. So yeah, for me, ideally the target audience is 35 and above, and I try to talk to them over the LinkedIn or Twitter or be in some public gathering as well. Okay, now the third point is ease of targeting. कि तुम अपने audience को तो समझ गए कि this is a target audience, but how do you market them? How do you reach out to them? मैं जैसे बोल रहा था कि my target audience, let's say, is 35 and above, but what if they are not engaged in LinkedIn? They are not spending 4 hours of the time creating content on LinkedIn, or they are not pushing out on Instagram. So why would I create my post or anything over Instagram? क्योंकि मेरा target audience वहाँ है ही नहीं, right? So target audience for me, for example, if I'm creating an Instagram post, my objective is to gain views, to get people familiar with my face, but it's never for me them to buy my product. Do you get my point? कि और product my service, right? मेरा service जो है, it's not something that age group of which is like 25 to 30 below के range में जो भी है, there I don't think they could afford me. So that's why I'm not selling them. So you need to sell your products and services to the people who could afford it. And उनको sell करने के लिए you need to be there where they are spending most of their time. Okay, if I have to build my brand, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, where would I spend my time and my money so that I could build a brand? Would it be in Instagram or Facebook? No, but yes, over LinkedIn or Twitter. So it makes complete sense for me to spend my time creating content on LinkedIn or to outreach people over LinkedIn or Twitter. And let me tell you, I have gotten most of my clients that I have sustained over a period of time through LinkedIn and Twitter. So, or else if you are in some other place like in Instagram and you start creating content, भाई देखो वहाँ पे कितना भीड़ है, how crowded that space is. Everyone is creating content and you will be like the needle who is lost in a haystack, right? Even when, as a Facebook marketer, as someone who does marketing, when I'm approached with a product or by a brand who is trying to sell something to, let's say, doctors, and they want to do Instagram or let's say B2B, okay, okay, they are trying to sell something to doctors, rich doctors, clinics who own clinics, and it's specially used by dentists. Do I have the ability to target those audience? Dental co, clinics co. Do I have the audience? So for me, I have to go through this interest targeting Facebook page. Can I do that? I have to check all those interest. If the Facebook does not have that interest group, does not have any option to target that audience, then it does not make any sense for me to accept that proposal to start working with this client, because eventually after 3 months they would be disappointed by my service, because I don't have the ability to target their target audience, that is dental clinics, using meta ads, right? So you need to also understand how easy is it for you to target your target audience. So I hope that makes sense, right? You should be easily target your audience. Think about it. Now the fourth point that I'm going to talk about is growing market, which I pointed out earlier, right? देखो, मैं अपने वीडियो में, if you go back, if you check my previous videos that I have over there, in which is anything related to AI, one sentence I keep sharing over there is that in coming days, in the meta ads or in Google ads, my job as a digital marketer, I'm getting slowly getting replaced by AI. That's the truth, honest truth that I have to tell you. In Facebook ads, I have recently seen that after the Andromeda update, we are doing open targeting. Matlab, it means that I'm just putting out the age bracket and the location, and I'm not keeping any interest. I'm just open targeting, and Facebook is smart enough to find out what my target audience is by just going through the messaging, ad copies, and graphics that I have in my ads. It is able to understand, and the ROAS is pretty good. I mean, I'm able to get revenue for my clients by doing that. Similarly with Google ads, in Google ads, we don't even now need to create, PMAX campaign is right there, in which we don't necessarily have to add keywords. We don't necessarily have to tell the Facebook that, okay, Google, that you need to target this audience in YouTube, or be it in search campaign or display campaign. It decides by itself. It decides what message to be passed on to which audience, what message should I need to pass on to the retargeting audience. It does all of that. So that's how smart the Google and Facebook ads have become. So imagine how would my demand would be like. Previously, when I was working with clients who were like within the age group of 50 or maybe 40 plus, they did not wanted to spend much time learning about Facebook ads and Google ads. Now, even if they get into this ad platform, they can draft their ad copy, they can do the targeting by themselves, because they don't have to put much of an effort, because Google and Meta target the audience by itself, right? Now this will lead to a drop in demand of marketers like me. So my job is in danger. So that's why I started to learn about AI. I started to learn about how could I adapt AI so that I could be that 1% of the digital marketers who understand the both business side of things, one who understand the marketing strategies, and the one who understand the AI as well. So I want to be that 1% of those digital marketer who has AI skills linked with it. Imagine I can build AI workflows using NA10 and use it and integrate my platform, ad platform, to automate all my workflow. How great is that? Like, as a digital marketer, that's the peak. That's something AI wala digital marketer, right? So that's what I'm striving out for. So if you're someone who is into this kind of business, or in my area, who is like into digital marketing, who is learning about AI, want to learn about AI, then yes, if you have enjoyed this video, like, subscribe. It's a live video. I just tested it out. So let's see if it's good. I'm getting good impressions, good engagement with this. So if yes, please subscribe to this channel, and let me know what should be the next topic that I should discuss. And yes, pricing is something I think it might have given you all the good pointers that would help you to find out your pricing and your target audience, right? So again, I'll just conclude this video with those points again. Your pricing depends on the market cap, market size. The audience should have the pain point. You should be able to understand the pain, the massive pain. The more pain they have, the better the pricing advantage that you have. Okay. And the second is they should have a purchasing power. If they have a purchasing power, that's when you will end up charging more. If they don't have a purchasing power, then you need to sell it by $10, $5, $2, right? So your target audience should have a purchasing power. And the third is ease of targeting. You should be able to target that audience easily. And the fourth is the growing market size. The market that you're targeting, the industry that you're targeting, it should have increasing demand. आने वाले टाइम में AI should not be able to replace it, right? These days, previously there used to be like face creams. Now it's serums. Serum. Imagine the demand of serum, vitamin C, hyaluronic, salicylic acid. I don't know how many. So all of these products are recently introduced. So that demand is growing. I hope you understand these points and helps you to be a better freelancer, to be a better business founder. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Bye bye.